My Trillionaire Son-in-Law. Chapter 6. Andrew Cheng unhurriedly called Mr. Arnel Khan. Old Khan, help me check the recent projects that Marion Young has collaborated with at Baikong Pharmaceuticals. Is there an order of 1 million? Check what company the other party is, who responsible. On the other end of the phone, Arnel Khan's respectful voice came, saying, Sir, Baikong Pharmaceutical is a family company. I will let Director Alfred Chong of Baikong visit you in person. Forehead. Baikong Pharmaceutical is actually a family investment company. Good job, my father. Andrew Cheng suddenly regretted not inheriting the family business earlier. No need, hurry up and check, let the other party give the green light completely, don't embarrass Marion Young. Andrew Cheng said lightly. Sir, in fact, I suggest you buy another company directly, you are not short of money, Mr. Arnel Khan suggested. I rely. Buy it. Sure enough, he was the butler of a rich family. Old Khan, are you very noisy now? Do you understand low-key? If I want to buy it, I have to wait now. Andrew Cheng replied angrily. Okay young master, give me 10 minutes. Arnel Khan said embarrassedly. As soon as the phone was hung up, Old Khan immediately asked the secretary to notify Chairman Alfred Chong of Baikong Pharmaceutical. When Mr. Chong received a call from Mr. Arnel Khan's secretary, the whole person became excited. Mr. Khan, do you have something to do with me? This is the richest man in Shangjiang. Chairman of Chengding Group. How many people are thinking about eating with him? Director Chong, it's not that I have anything to do with you, it's my young master who has something to do with you, Arnel Khan said on the phone, his tone light with unquestionable majesty. No way, Arnel Khan is the richest man in Shangjiang City. In front of the young master, it was respectful, but in front of outsiders, it was the boss. Naturally, there must be shelves. Small, young master. Alfred Chong was sitting in the chairman's office of Baikong building at this moment, and he was stunned, sweating all over his body. Young master of Mr. Khan. There is actually a young master in the richest man in Shangjiang. Very scary. What's wrong with the young master? Alfred Chong asked carefully, for fear that he would anger Arnel Khan if he was not careful. There is a person named Marion Yunbi in your company, who is the client he just contacted? Arnel Khan asked. Alfred Chong knew that Marion Young, the deputy general manager of the marketing department and a strong woman, had coveted him for a long time. However, he is married. But it doesn't matter, young women are more fun. Soon, Alfred Chong was sweating profusely, and ran all the way to the marketing department. All employees of the marketing department of Baikong Pharmaceutical Co. Limited. Fell silent when they saw Alfred Chong. Where is Vice President Young? Alfred Chong asked. Vice President Young came out to discuss business. An employee answered. Which business? Mr. Chong asked again. President Wilmer Hong of Lisheng Pharmaceutical, the employee answered. Alfred Chong directly picked up the phone, turned around and answered respectfully, Mr. Khan, this is Wilmer Hong from Lisheng Pharmaceutical. Okay. I see. Arnel Khan finished and hung up the phone. Next, Arnel Khan used his own power to directly give Lisheng Pharmaceutical a warning. Arnel Khan had been a housekeeper for many years, and of course he would try to find out the young master's thoughts. This Wilmer Hong, who won the pharmaceutical industry, was afraid of offending the young master. 6 minutes later, Andrew Cheng, who returned to the hospital, received a call from Mr. Arnel Khan. Sir, it's all over. Well, don't tell Marion Young about this, and tell other people to be quiet, I don't want to hear any trouble. Understanding young master, stay humble. Old Khan smiled. After hanging up the phone, Andrew Cheng glanced at the hospital building in front of him and smiled bitterly. Marion Young, Marion, you keep saying that you can't help me. Now, I will tell you, I help you, just a sentence. If you knew one day I helped you, what would your expression be? Look back at the Western restaurant on the 6th floor of the Hilton Hotel. Wilmer Hong was drinking very high at this time, and his hands and feet were starting to be dishonest. Vice President Young, are you looking down on me if you only eat vegetables and don't drink alcohol? Mr. Hong said with a serious expression. Marion Young hurriedly explained with a smile. Mr. Hong, you have misunderstood. I haven't been feeling well recently, so I can't drink alcohol. It's really annoying that this fat man has been doing things to himself all the time. Humph. Vice President Young, since you said that, then we have nothing to talk about. Wilmer Hong snorted coldly and threatened. Vice President Young, you should know that not only your Baikong family wants to cooperate with us, but many people are begging to see me. As soon as these words came out, Marion Young frowned and looked at the red wine on the table in doubt. Well, I'll have a drink with President Hong. With that said, Miss Marion Young picked up the red wine bottle and poured herself a glass. Wilmer Hong looked at the woman Marion Young with a smile. Under the illumination of the light, she was really charming, and her whole body was familiar and gentle. Desire burns. Miss Young killed him at once. Master Hong, is this all right? Look, our work together. Vice President Young, don't worry about this, why don't we go upstairs to talk slowly? Mr. Hong fully expressed his purpose tonight. As soon as he finished speaking, Wilmer Hong's hand touched Marion Young's leg dishonestly, and he wanted to go further. Locked. Marion Young got up directly and slapped the other party angrily. Master Hong, please stop at moderation. You bitch, how dare you hit me? Wilmer Hong glared angrily, got up angrily, and was about to slap him with a flick of his hand. Ring. Ring. The rapid ringing of the phone interrupted him. He grabbed the phone on the table, looked at Marion Young who was leaving, and growled, "Who is? How do you talk to me?" On the other end of the phone, there was the same angry roar. Mr. Ling, I'm sorry, it's just a few salespeople who keep calling me, what are you looking for from me? Wilmer Hong immediately cowardly looked like his grandson. This Richard Ling is the chairman of Lisheng Pharmaceutical, his direct superior. Why did he call himself? Even though he ruined his good deed, Mr. Hong didn't dare to say anything. What else do you ask me? Did you deliberately interfere with the cooperation of Vice President Marion Young of Baikong Pharmaceuticals? Chairman Ling asked angrily. Just now, he received a call from Mr. Arnel Khan, the richest man in Shangjiang. The words were full of punch. Damn Mr. Hong, how dare to offend such a big man? Don't want to live. Chairman Ling, how do you know about this? Wilmer Hong was stunned. Could Marion Young be complaining? No, she is a small vice president of the marketing department, and she is not qualified to talk to Chairman Ling. Don't you want to get involved? Mr. Ling was furious and shouted. Our cooperation with Baikong has passed. Also, you immediately apologize to Vice President Young, apologize personally. If you don't get his forgiveness, you don't have to go back to the company, just get out of here. Locked. The phone hung up, and Wilmer Hong was stunned. He knew that Chairman Ling was really angry. Without a word, Mr. Hong ran out and caught up with Miss Young in front. Vice President Young, please stay. Marion Young turned around and looked at Mr. Hong with some fear. Mr. Hong, what do you want to do? Wilmer Hong is now like a grandson, nodding his hands and folding his hands to apologize. Vice President Young, sorry, I was confused just now. Our cooperation will be signed soon, and I hope Vice President Young will forgive me. Because I was obsessed for a while. Miss Young was taken aback, looked at Mr. Wilmer Hong in confusion, and said in amazement, Mr. Hong, are you serious? This is the order he worked hard for a month, 1 million. There are tens of thousands of achievements alone. Maintenance costs for her daughter have also fallen. In just 10 minutes, Mr. Hong and Miss Young signed the contract. Everything happened too fast, and Marion Young had not yet recovered from the shock. Mr. Hong, you mean it was given by your chairman himself? Miss Young asked in confusion. At this time, Mr. Hong continued to smile and said, Yes, Vice President Young. You know me, Chairman Richard Ling said before, and the water almost flooded the Dragon King Temple. Marion Young nodded confusedly. How did he know Mr. Ling from Lisheng Pharmaceutical? So, who ultimately helps you? Is that Lester Cow? I talked to him about it this morning. No, you have to ask him. Marion Young thought about it, and subconsciously compared Andrew Cheng with Lester Cow, and naturally disliked Andrew Cheng even more. My husband is so useless. At this time, Andrew Cheng did not know that after he helped Marion solve the problem, the latter misunderstood that it was his rival Lester Cow who was helping. If he knew this, he would probably vomit blood. Noon the next day. Andrew Cheng got into the Bentley outside the hospital. I made an appointment today to meet people with Arnel Khan. As soon as Andrew Cheng got into the car and left, a girl not far behind looked at him suspiciously and muttered, "Why does that back look a bit like Andrew Cheng?" Cherry Young came to the hospital today to visit her cousin's daughter. She came here reluctantly, but his parents said that it would be impolite not to visit the flesh and blood of the Young family. No, as soon as he arrived at the hospital gate, Cherry Young saw Andrew Cheng getting into the car. However, she would not have thought that his trash cousin-in-law could get into such a luxury car. This is a Bentley. Therefore, Cherry Young did not take it to heart and entered the inpatient department of the hospital. In the moving Bentley, Andrew Cheng asked lazily, "Old Khan, who did you meet today?" Mr. Khan replied respectfully, "Young master, don't worry, I was with a collector in China, and he is my friend. I want you to meet him." "Why should I meet your friend?" Andrew Cheng asked rhetorically. "Good old Khan, Brokeback Mountain. You're so old, still playing this." Mr. Arnel Khan said with a smile on his face. "Sir, this is a small business worth billions of dollars. You should follow suit and learn to inherit family assets as soon as possible." Hearing this, Andrew Cheng couldn't help but look at Mr. Arnel Khan. $1 billion business, is that a small business? He resisted the urge to complain and said, "Old Khan, do you know how the cow died?" "No, the old thing hasn't been seen for 7 years, and it will become more and more magnificent." The dignified air of a rich family actually has the illusion of fear. Chapter 7. Soon, Bentley came to the Juxian Pavilion in Shangjiang City. This is a famous restaurant in Shangjiang City. Those who could came here to eat were both rich and expensive. In addition, Juxian Pavilion requires membership reservations. Those whose annual consumption does not exceed 1 million are not eligible to become members of Juxinch. At this time, at the entrance of Juxian Pavilion, there was a famous businessman in Shangjiang City. Chairman of Guohua Trading Group, Master Albert Fang. Specializing in import and export business, and all of them are works of art. As the chairman of the company, Albert Fang is even a rich man worth 3 billion. He is also a famous collector in the country. In the domestic collection circle, it has a lot of fame. At this time, Albert Fang, with more than a dozen senior company executives, was respectfully waiting at the entrance of Juxian Pavilion. This scene really shocked many people who came to eat. Immediately, bursts of exclamation erupted. "Isn't that Master Albert Fang, chairman of Guohua Trading Group? Who is he waiting for? What a show! It is rare to see a billionaire like Mr. Fang waiting respectfully at the entrance of Juxian Pavilion. What big guy is here? This is definitely not from Shangjiang City. This is a big deal." Andrew Cheng was sitting in a Bentley car. When he saw a large group of well-dressed elites standing at the entrance of the Juxian Pavilion, he frowned and said, "Didn't you say that you were humble? Why are you still putting on such a big show?" Arnel Khan smiled embarrassedly. "Master, maybe Master Fang wants to give you a surprise." "Surprise? I don't like it." Andrew Cheng said coldly, "Go to the parking lot, tell your friends, and meet yourself." "Yes, young master." Old Khan nodded. The car immediately drove into the parking garage. In front of the Juxian Pavilion, Albert Fang has been standing upright respectfully, quietly waiting for today's big man. He had the cheek to ask his friends for help. Standing next to him was his son, Mr. Alex Fang, with his hands in his trouser pockets, a little dissatisfied. Dad, who are we waiting for? It's too big, it's been 20 minutes. Albert Fang glared at Alex Fang and said in a low voice, be honest with me. If someone comes here later and you make a mistake, I will see how I deal with you. Alex Fang snorted bitterly, even more dissatisfied in his heart. He also invited several friends to dance together. It's all my father's fault, he had to pull me aside, saying that he saw a big investor. I haven't seen the figure, but there is a lot of pomp and circumstance. It was at this time that Master Fang received a call, and then turned around and said, okay, everyone, let's go in, people have arrived. Arrive. Many people were suspicious, and even more were dissatisfied. Alex Fang was so angry that he muttered and cursed. Damn it. Who's that? I waited a long time, but I didn't see anyone. But he didn't dare to say anything in front of his father, so he could only pout and follow Master Fang to the restaurant. After receiving the call, Master Fang took her son and rushed to a box. The moment he opened the door, Alex Fang saw two people standing inside, and his eyes fell on Andrew Cheng. I rely. Who is this, such a DOC, today's big investor? No, my father wouldn't be so confused. How can he look like a rich man? He looks like a migrant worker on the street. Alex Fang couldn't help but sneer twice, even more dissatisfied in his heart. Just because of this person, I can't go to the disco. As Albert Fang entered the door, he stretched out his hand and walked towards Arnel Khan, who was leaning on crutches with a smile on his face. Mr. Khan, you are finally here. Arnel Khan nodded with a smile, stretched out his hand, and waited for the other to shake it. At this time, Albert Fang's eyes naturally fell on the young man beside Arnel Khan. Who is this? This is my young master, Andrew Cheng, and the investors this time. Arnel Khan introduced with a smile on his face. Little, young master. Young master. Master Albert Fang is the chairman of the board worth 3 billion, and he is also a famous figure in Shangjiang City. Although not as good as Mr. Arnel Khan, the richest man in Shangjiang City, who is worth tens of billions, but he has seen the world. It is said that Arnel Khan is the housekeeper of a hidden rich family, and that family holds more than half of the world's treasures. Such a family, young master, isn't that a very terrifying existence? Must be treated with caution. Thinking of this level, Albert Fang stretched out his hands more sincerely and fearfully. My dear Albert Fang, my eyes are clumsy, I can't recognize Mr. Cheng, and I still look at young Master Cheng. Andrew Cheng just nodded lightly, shook hands with him, and then said, Master Fang, I have something to do in a while, so I will make a long story short. Listen to old Khan, your company needs financing. How much? You say the number. Albert Fang glanced at Mr. Arnel Khan, and found that the other party had closed his eyes slightly, so he respectfully said, Young Master Cheng, our company is currently preparing to open the art market at home and abroad, and is now selling in the United States and Italy very good, and the budget is very good. Down. We need billions in financing. You can rest assured that we will provide 25% of the equity, and there will be dividends at the end of the year. 1 billion, that's not a small number. Even Master Fang himself, with a net worth of 3 billion, would not dare to invest 1 billion so easily. 1 billion, Andrew Cheng muttered, frowning slightly, as if thinking about something. This made Albert Fang very uneasy. The first thing he opened was 1 billion yuan in financing, which was indeed too much. In the entire Shangjiang City, apart from the power of the Chengding Group, it is estimated that no second person can be found. Then, the next sentence surprised Master Albert Fang for a long time. Even Mr. Alex Fang, who looked down upon entering the door, was stunned. I invested 2 billion, but I need 40% of the equity. Andrew Cheng smiled, as if he was just stating a number. 2 billion. This is not a dream. Master Albert Fang only felt that he was favored by the goddess of luck at this moment, which was too unexpected. My company's assets are only more than 300 million yuan, and the other party has raised 200 million yuan in financing at once. Afraid. Terrifying. Is this a giant hidden fortune? 40% equity. Albert Fang is still acceptable. Young Master Cheng, are you sure you want to invest 2 billion? Albert Fang's excited words were no longer easy, but he quickly calmed down and asked. Do you think it's too little? It's not enough for me to add more, Andrew Cheng said lightly. Still want to add. Albert Fang was shocked and couldn't bear it, and said busily, No, 2 billion is enough. Should be enough. With this 2 billion, Albert Fang has full confidence to win the market in the United States and Italy. At that time, the company itself may enter tens of billions of companies. After all, Master Fang quickly let the secretary in, holding a long and beautiful box in his hand. He took out a scroll from the box, unfolded it, and said with a smile, Mr. Cheng, this painting is Tang Bohu's original work. I have collected it for many years, and today it is a part of my heart, and I give it to you filially. As a famous collector in China, the paintings sent by Albert Fang are naturally true. On the market, Tang Bohu's original works are sold for millions or even tens of millions. However, for Master Fang, this painting was nothing compared to Andrew Cheng's investment. Andrew Cheng just glanced at him, nodded and said, Thank you, Master Fang. After all, he casually put Tang Bohu's original work in the river nest, and left the box with Arnel Khan. As soon as he walked out of the box, Andrew Cheng met a middle-aged man in a suit walking over with a smile on his face. Young Master Cheng, please stay, I am the boss of Juxian Pavilion, Jonathan Liang. Andrew Cheng and Albert Fang both stopped and looked at the middle-aged man in front of him with some doubts. Jonathan Liang was shocked when he saw Arnel Khan behind Andrew Cheng. Is it right? Albert Fang and Mr. Fang were right. A young man who could be accompanied by the richest man in Shangjiang City was naturally extraordinary. Mr. Cheng, Mr. Khan, I don't know if you two are here, but thank you. This is the Platinum VIP membership card of Juxian Pavilion. If Mr. Cheng doesn't like it, accept it, said Jonathan Liang. He decided to meet Andrew Cheng tonight. Andrew Cheng glanced at Mr. Jonathan Liang lightly, took the Platinum VIP membership card, and said casually, Thank you. Then, he walked straight away. The rest, let old Khan sort it out. Arnel Khan waited for a while, and said to Jonathan, Boss Liang, my young master doesn't like being public, and someone will ask. Understood, I understand. Don't worry, Director Khan, no one else will know Andrew Cheng's identity except me. Jonathan Liang immediately assured. Looking back at Andrew Cheng's side, he did not choose to sit in Arnel Khan's Bentley, but left Juxian Pavilion alone, preparing to sweep the bicycle. As a result, as soon as he went out, he accidentally bumped into Marion Young. Oops, I met Marion Young here, how should I explain it? Andrew Cheng, why are you here? Marion Young appeared at the entrance of Juxian Pavilion with a group of well-dressed men and women. He looked at Andrew Cheng in confusion, and the latter explained in a panic, I'm here to deliver food. Delivery. To a hotel. Marion Young frowned slightly, his expression cold. He was now angry when he saw Andrew Cheng's weak appearance, and what was even more nervous was that he was afraid that his colleagues would see Andrew Cheng. However, at this moment, a discordant male voice sounded. Vice President Young, this is your husband delivering food. I think it's quite ordinary. It really is an ingredient for soft rice. Stay tuned for the next chapters of My Trillionaire Son-in-Law.